I think, as automation becomes more prevalent in an organization, it's going to be really important for the organization to know who's defining that automation, what version of the automation is executing in production, who's making changes to it, those sort of things. And so, with Cortex, the role-based access control lets the organization define exactly who has those types of rights. The HR team can make changes to automation that is HR related. And for example, the finance team can only make changes to automation that's finance related and not vice versa. So with the Cortex role-based access control, you can define that type of operational organizational governance.
So I think going further into that is that the role-based access control allows you to compartmentalize automations that are relevant for various departments, people, and individuals. But if you imagine trying to control differences in code, you know that you can do a difference in code. The neat thing about the version control with automation is that graphically it does the same thing, and it highlights where the graphical automation has been changed or things have been added, detracted, or amended. And what it's also very, very powerful for is if you, for example, have different parts of the business or different business units, that you can amend the automations and you can actually deploy different versions of the automation that are specific for those parts of the business. So it encourages this community development environment in a very controlled way, where when you're ready to deploy something out into automation, there are checks and balances that allow that specific version of the automation to be deployed out into the production environment and to execute in a known way, and you've got management of that. I think that enterprise readiness is a critically important aspect of the scalability and the power of a Cortex deployment.
And so as part of that role-based access control, you can also limit, for example, your Cisco network engineers to be able to create and modify and maintain automation that affects your Cisco network, and your Nokia engineers to be able to do the same for your Nokia network. But you certainly wouldn't want to let your Nokia engineers modify your Cisco network or vice versa. And so, role-based access control in Cortex lets you govern and control who can make what changes to which part of your automation.